Chasky. I've been in culinary arts over 40-something years. I'm 170 years old. I'm very well preserved for my age, and it has to do with the oils that I cook with, which we'll be doing a high saute today. Saute in French means to jump, so we're going to get a reaction in the pan so that the elements that we're putting in there and all the ingredients that we're putting in there in sequence, because there's principles that don't change in cooking, just like in healthcare. There's fundamentals and then there's technique. So I'll be changing the technique a little bit today, but I'll be utilizing the principles that are in culinary arts that are very significant. So we're going to start with aromatics today. Garlic, onions, shallots, leeks, chives are all aromatics. If you've gone out to a restaurant before and in the middle of the night you wake up and you have some gas coming out of your body from some sort of direction, or a GERD or indigestion or reflux, that's usually because the item of those aromatics I just explained weren't cooked correctly. That means your stomach's doing the work, and that also means that it's still cooking inside your gut. So our gut is what's very important today, and in healthcare, when you get your gut correct, everything else can be correct. Of course, a lot of it has to do with this thing up here, your brain telling your gut that it's in track. But today, I'm going to be doing infused cuisine, and what that means is I'm using a high smoke point oil, which I discovered from Puglia, Italy, and I searched 40 years for this oil. This is my bottle. The little bottle is for you guys to get at the markets. We're at the Venice Farmers Market and the Inglewood Farmers Market every week, and Morton's also carries our product line. But the important thing about this oil is the polyphenols run 600 milligrams. Most olive oils are about 350, 400. And when you cook with them, they become toxic because you're cooking at a higher smoke point. This can withstand 420 degree smoke point because the polyphenols at harvest were so high as 600 milligrams. The other thing is too, it's a 0.17% in acidity. Why do I say acidity? Because I do an 80-20 rule, which is 80% alkaline and 20% acid. Cancer cannot exist in an alkaline-based body. So I do alkalinity, which is very, very, very important. So today we'll be using some unique carrots that are heritage carrots. They're called rainbow carrots. The reason they were called heritage carrots because these were the first carrots on the planet. And then all of a sudden the regular carrots came along. These are higher in beta-carotene. How are you? These are higher in beta-carotene and also have a lot of vitamin A and a lot of vitamin E. I was joking with Jude earlier. I said, have you ever seen a rabbit with glasses? So you got to eat your carrots, which is important. The interesting thing is I'm going to use our olive oil as a carrier oil because of the high smoke point. I need certified pure therapeutic essential oils that are food grade, they're above organic, they're indigenous. So the salt that I'll be using today, which is a Adriatic sea salt, Salina de Margarita de Savoia. You can say that 5 times fast. And that's from Puglia, Italy, and has 84 trace minerals permeated with lemon from Sicily. Why lemon from Sicily? Why not Myers lemons? Why not just Florida lemons? Well, because the indigenous part of Italy, where they grow in Sicily, it's the purest soil, it's the best environment, it's the best cultivation. When we approached the family in Italy, the great-grandfather dropped to his knees, started crying, because he said, finally someone realized what I had my hands on. We utilized the oil in the rind and the pith only, not the pulp where the acid exists, because in the rind and the pith is where all the bioflavonoids are, where all the antioxidants are, which is very therapeutic in adding value and longevity to your life, which I'm going to be doing today. Any questions?
You didn't tell me this lunch is going to make me live longer.
Very educational. Very educational.
So 1 drop of the lemon oil is equal to 20 lemons.
Wow.
Okay, 1 drop of my cilantro oil is equal to 3 bunches of cilantro. So when you invite me to talk to your chefs, I'm not changing the menu in Heron Club. I'm going to add value to the cuisine, so your tenants sleep better, feel better, have more energy, and basically are detoxing at the same time in a very subtle way without it going through their kidneys and their liver, which the meds do in our medical field. I had Lyme disease in the 70s and I beat it. I went through the whole gamut of antibiotics, destroyed all my intestinal flora. I was down to about 95 pounds.
Oh my God.
And in my own privacy, I was searching and praying for somebody to come along because I wasn't sure I was going to make it. I met a doctor from Europe that turned me on to a rhizome. Do you know what a rhizome is? A rhizome is a root. If you ever see ginger grow in Florida, it's very fibrous and it grows very, very deep. So that is a root derived. So he made a tincture for me, similar to the oils that are here. And you remember back in the day when you went to the pharmacist, you had a mortar and a pestle, and he would make a compound out of phytonutrients, out of plants. Today, less than 20% of meds are derived from plants. So the disclosure on the commercial, and I don't want to sound like a bad news radio station today, but the disclosure on what we'll do to help you reduce your cholesterol, you'll become suicidal possibly, or you'll be 8 feet under. So we're going to kind of like shift that a little bit today, because we're going to go back to the days when oils were in temples and pyramids, and the thieves actually stole the oils and would leave the gold and silver. An ounce of cinnamon back in the day was worth more than an ounce of silver. So think about that, which is kind of cool. I have the pleasure of working with my partner, Elizabeth Massey, who's a national bereavement coach and works with people who've had loss and grief. I do the healing foods, and the educational part is the master Elizabeth, which is really great. I'm going to let Elizabeth talk to you a little bit about her and herself and what our mission is and what we have devoted our lives to, and helping people and being compassionate as they go through their losses and their grief. This is Elizabeth.
Hi, it's really nice to meet you. I've been a registered nurse for over 25 years, and it was over 20 years ago. Gosh, I was 25, so I was a new nurse at the time, probably so about 24 years ago, when I sent my first baby home to die. My background is neonatal